Hi, welcome to Chris Cook for You Too. Today I'm going to be doing oven slow roasted pork butt. Now, this recipe is not hard. It's a simple recipe, but the amount of time that it's going to take for you to cook it in your oven is going to be roughly 3.5 to 4 hours. Now, you're going to slow roast it in a 300-degree oven uncovered. So let's get started with the ingredients that you're going to need to make this delicious roast. You're going to need olive oil, minced garlic, dried rosemary, onion powder. Now I'm using onion powder because I don't have my all-time favorite seasoning in the world, which is Lipton onion soup mix. If I had that, I would use it. So if you have it, go ahead and use it. And you're going to need salt and pepper. So what I'm going to do, and of course you're going to need the pork butts. Okay, now I have two of them because you know I cook a lot. So I have two of them. Now you're going to slow roast this in a pan. And here is the pan. And I have a rack over in the pan. The reason why I have the rack in there is so it can catch the oils and the juices. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and put this together. Now I've already washed my roast. So my roast is really ready and I've dried it. I paper towel dried it on the top. So we're going to use, and I'm going to put the measurements at the bottom of the screen as I always do. We're going to use pepper, and I've already put the pepper over inside of my little dish. Now I'm going to add some salt, and this is going to roughly be about a half a teaspoon of salt that I'm going to add per roast. So you're really talking about, you'll see me put in just a teaspoonful, but it's a half a teaspoon per roast, and it's a fourth of a teaspoon per roast with the pepper. I'm going to need 1 teaspoon of garlic. Now, as you know, I pretty much know how to do my measurements, so you don't see me. I could tell you what to use, but I pretty much know what to use, so you won't see me actually use a measuring spoon, so I can use this regular spoon from my kitchen. You're going to need a teaspoon of dried rosemary. Now this is minced garlic that you purchase in the store, and the reason why I like to use this one is because I have my juices as well. So what I'm using is a teaspoon of juice, and then I'm using a teaspoon of the garlic. Now I'm going to add roughly about a tablespoon of the olive oil. Now you're going to mix this up. And this is actually going to be your coating for your roast, and it's going to be your marinade. So what you're going to do is you're going to place this on both of your roasts. Then you're going to put it in your oven, like I said, roughly 3.5 to 4 hours. Now what you don't want to do is to cover this, because you don't want a soft roast. You want a hard roast. You want it crusty on the outside, but yet you want it good on the inside. So we're going to put this straight in the oven once we get through with it. So you're just going to cover your roast with this. Real good, top and bottom. Now, for the first 30 minutes of cooking, I'm going to cook this upside down, because you see this fat that's on here. Well, I want this fat to help to base my roast. So what will happen here is the juices from the fat will run down, and it will act as a self-basting for my roast. So I'm going to do the same thing with my other roast. Now, I'm only going to do this for like 30 minutes, but what you can do is you can leave it, and then I may just leave it upside down for the whole cooking process, because you can leave it upside down for the whole cooking process, and then you don't have to turn it. Okay, so we're going to take one roast, and I have my pan already here. We're going to place it in the pan, and then we're going to take the other roast, and we're going to do the identical same thing. We're going to place it in the pan, and I'm going to space it because these roasts they're relatively small, And when they roast, they're going to roast down a little bit. Now that's prepared for my oven. Like I said, I'm preheating my oven on 300 degrees. I'm going to put this in for roughly 3.5 to 4 hours. I'm going to bring you back halfway through the cooking process and show you what it looks like. But this should be a very good and delicious roast once I take it out of the oven. So I'll see you halfway through the cooking process. Be right back. Okay, now I'm halfway through the baking process. And I just want to show you, just pull it out and show. See, you don't need to base your roast when you have the fat side up, because what happens is it's going to baste itself. These fat juices are falling down on the sides to baste itself. It smells delicious. Got quite a little bit of oil in the bottom of it, but it's fine. So I'm going to put it back on in and let it continues. It's just starting to brown roast. See there? It's just starting to brown roast a little. So I'm going to put it back in and let it continue to cook. And I'll bring you back when I'm done. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back. Let me just go ahead and take it out of the oven. Okay. There my roast is. And the one thing I want to show you is look at all that oil in the bottom. When you put a rack in it, then all of that juices, the oils, it will not touch your roast. So what I'm going to do is to cover these and allow them to sit for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to bring you back and cut into one and show you what it looks like. Okay, now we're back and it's actually out. It's been a little bit longer than 10 minutes, but I just wanted to bring you back and show you how I go ahead and slice this up. Now, I'm not going to put a sauce on it because the sauce is really not needed. I'm just going to go ahead and slice off some slices and then put it down on the plate. Now, I've already prepared this plate with mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables. So the only thing I'm going to do now is just put down this juice. Put down this roast. Now, one thing that I want you to see about this roast is how juicy it actually is on the inside. It is very, very juicy. See that? See that? See how much juice is coming out? It's very juicy because I allowed it to slow roast. And I did that, over the course of 4 hours. And this meat should be extremely tender. Okay, so that's both of the roasts. I'm going to cut it up and get ready to serve it to my family. Here's what I'm having tonight for dinner. It's going to be mixed vegetables. It's going to be the butt pork roast and mashed potatoes. Just wanted to bring you a different way to make the pork butt roast. Okay, I'll get it out. It's a mouthful. And as always, thank you for watching. Chris Cook for you too. Bye.